Face is not showing up. Interesting. And there we are. Oh, Jason actually... Right, you must have already been on your way before I even sent the message. Alrighty. Yeah. By the way, Jason, do you know what's wrong with this one? In fact, do you know what's wrong with any of them? That 2338 that you sent, let me see, who is it? I think it's Harry Buttel. That boots, but I mean, I just saw it booting, but I didn't, let it finish or anything like that. Do you know what the fault is on that? These are your Macs, Jason. These are your Macs. They arrived this morning and I only just got the chance to process them in now. This is your first one. I did this one because there's no personal information on display. Yeah, Serge, that's why I have a tight camera angle on this, because if you could see beyond the perimeter, your opinion would change rapidly. Let's hope the internet doesn't fail us tonight. We had some problems the other night. It wasn't actually anything to do with my setup, it's just a case of sometimes, as we live out in the rural area, we do get substandard internet. At the horse, Jim. At Pascal. At Serge. Okay, what's jamming that sucker up? Wow, these are in pretty damn tight. I didn't want to let go. Hey, David. Holy damn. What'd you do? Put super glue on these ones, Jason? Ow, that was difficult. Alright, so we've got a 928 board, 1707. What's wrong with this one, Jason? Hey, Peter from Florida. Hey, Ben, yeah. Fortunately, it looks like it wasn't Loctite green or red, so let us be thankful for that. Hey, Drachev. Land of the Dingo Baby Eaters. Someone's trying to cause a stir. My strength. Oh, that's harsh. Thank you very much. We just get started on the stream, entering into the new decade, and you're gonna do that to me. I spent the afternoon installing anti-escape rollers on the ColorBond fencing. Fortunately, it went fairly well. There's a few things I've got to adjust tomorrow, but overall it went well. And to be honest, I'm kind of thankful for that, given how much those things cost. I think it costs 25 Australian dollars a linear meter for the roller things. And that doesn't seem too bad, but when you consider that the fence itself is 150 a linear meter, it starts to add up, and we have 450 meters to install. At this point, I've only done 150 meters around the house. What the frickin' heck? Phillips heads? Seriously? Who put Phillips heads here, Jason? Phillips head. It won't boot and crashes. You're saying this one won't boot and crashes? Well, someone's put Phillips head screws in there. Fortunately, they're short, so they haven't shorted. Try to boot it, it will crash. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm not even going to try and boot it. I'm just going to take it out, have a look, see if I can see anything obvious. And as for the 2338, the new model, what's up with that one? You never know, Jim. It could be highly offended by the fact that Philip is inside of it. And it just decides every time it realizes that, it capitulates. But seriously, who puts Phillips heads? I mean, what did they do to the originals? That's what I'm wondering. Like, where did they put them? Did they lose them? Harry's spill damage. Okay, if it's spill damage, was it booting when... Oh, man. They've chewed out the screws on here. Oh, man. If it was liquid damage, was it booting before it was shipped off to here? Is data recovery a priority? I'd imagine it would be. By the way, you should notice in your email that you will get status updates of the job. Which reminds me, 781 should mark this as being now commenced. Hey there, Arilla. Was this Rossman Repair Group? Definitely. One way casting shade there. What do they say? Throwing shade. Oh, whatever. Jim, you talking about Prince Philip? Hey, Teresa. Oh, okay, not being the sort of... Alright, so, okay, yuck. Alright. Can that one be classified as a data recovery job? Because I've basically gotten to the point now where, unless it's a... Much with the iPhones, unless it's a very simple bit of liquid damage, they're getting to the point where they're behaving like iPhones and they come back later with issues. So it's sort of everything liquid damage basically becomes a data recovery job. If it lives beyond that, then that's great, but otherwise, yeah. Yeah, unsub from Lewis. I haven't watched any of his videos in a long time now. Every now and then, I could see a bit of coke on there or something. And there could be a keyboard issue on this one. Yeah, I'm not sure who is steering the ship or whether Lewis is being coerced or... when I say coerced, I don't mean like, you can't really coerce people like Lewis very easily. But... yeah, it seems like someone else is really in control of his presentations now. Hey, Magnets, no, this is not yours. Oh, Magnets, thanks for the butt dial today. That confused the hell out of me. I was walking along, my phone oh, look at that, smashed up USB-C connector. That's a good start. Yeah, now that he's sort of stepped away from the technical stuff, I'm really just not on board with it. Not because of who he is or anything like that. Oh, okay, that's probably going to be causing dramas. Keep a mark on that. But, I've got a limited amount of time. Yeah, okay. We can see why this is effed up. This is really effed up, Jason. This is not going to really actually live. Nah, this is... I get this sort of damage far too frequently and it always causes problems. Hey, John. Yeah, yeah, I was like, who the hell's calling me? And no, I was letting out some curse words like, don't these people know not to call me? And then I see the message, because it doesn't have your number as your name or anything. It was just some arbitrary number calling. And then I saw your message come through and I was like, yep, that makes sense. Jeez, Jason, I don't know, man. I can guarantee you this is not going to work long term. There's some really gnarliness going on there. This here, the V-Reg, that's going to be... If that's being hit, then that's no good. But yeah, honestly... But this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this is a sort of a thing where I would go... Previously, I would go, yeah, I can repair this and all that, because all these are going to have to be replaced, and they are an absolute pain in the backside. The Berkelium's definitely going to have to be replaced. Touch bar is probably faulty. In fact, this thing's probably going to boot up into the critical software fault, knowing my luck. But yeah, in the past I would do my best to get these out the door and customer happy, but these days I look at it and I go, no. Drachev, that's mean. Confusing people like that. That's cruel. Ultrasonic unfortunately won't fix this very well. A lot of this corrosion is just too crusty. Like, I can barely get that to move. That's a camera BIOS chip, I believe. That's your temperature sensor. Yeah, that's your NAND reg. I can't remember what that one's for. But yeah, this Berkelium, it's very sensitive. I think we've got a missing that's got a missing 0 ohm resistor there. So, you know, I can get it running, Jason, but is it worth it for you? Let me know. I mean, you know, you tell me. I'll give it a whirl. Like I said, I can probably get it to run, but I don't know how long it's going to last. The old peel. I am the old peeled. Oh, God. Okay, so the lid sensor is going to be all jacked up as well, so it's going to misbehave. This thing's yucky, Jason. See, David Willett said, Jason, maybe I'll put this aside and do a different one. You've got one that's got blue-orange stickers all over. It's a customer job. I don't know if it's a 1990 or if it's a 1707. But yeah, I'm just going to put this one on hold and check the other ones, because the other ones are obviously actual paying customers for you. Whereas this one is you. And I might come back to this one when I'm feeling more awake, as it were, because that's a 3-hour job, that one, and I don't mind, but yeah, like I said, I don't mind, but I just want to be sure that it's what you want done. Let's see, I'm just going to have to temporarily pull some stickers off here. Ones that say password are generally not a good idea to put onto screens. Good thing this tape of yours peels off cleanly, Jason. Alright, let's go for this one. Like I said, I don't mind a challenge, but if there are jobs that are actual customer jobs for you, then I'd rather tackle those first. So yeah, I don't know if this is a 1990 or a 1707. I have a feeling it's going to be a 1707. This is Kyle's, or Kyle, whatever. External storage. I would love it if we could have our own iCloud sort of stuff. Yeah, have everything as easy as iCloud is, but on our own server. What the wow, you don't want to come up? There we go. Stickers are not helping. And it's a 1700. That was way off. It's a 2141. Okay, that's clear. Better adjust the job code. A72 commenced. Then I'm just going to change it over to update the information. Oh, okay, liquid damage, alright then. Come on, beep. There we go. Much better. Alright, let's see what we can do about this one. Yeah, no kidding about that, Jim. That was an angry sounding screw. I'm kind of shocked that I didn't see it as a 2141. So here is hoping that we can perform a data recovery miracle here. As most of you know, the 2141 is notorious for destroying its NANds due to the proximity of the regulator to the outside world. But we may be lucky in this instance because usually with the VREG failures, that's not typically due to acute water damage. It's usually more just chronic moisture and dust. Acute water damage on these 10, if you're lucky, will actually hit the CD3217s. So if we're lucky, we're going to have a CD3217 issue and not much else. Clearly I'm not going to power it up until I've taken the machine out and had a very good inspection of it. I've had to remind people now and then on the repair groups that when it comes to the 1990s and the 2141s, you are well advised to thoroughly inspect the board and check your resistances on your NAND rails and things like that before applying any power to the machine. It doesn't matter if people before you had applied power, you never know, you might be on, there might be one last shot left in it, or it might have just survived long enough and now you've got a chance to recover the data. Most times it's too late, but you never know, there'll be that one time where it's not. Hey, Mr. McDermott. And the latest projects we're working on at the moment is decoding the XZZ file format, the PCB file format. We've decoded the bulk of it so that we can actually see the outlines, notes, network names, even things like diode mode values and all that sort of stuff. What we can't decode at the moment are the actual parts themselves, or the test pads, the pins, and all that sort of stuff. We know where the data is. We know what we're looking at, kind of, but it's a very bizarre format. Whatever. In hindsight, I may change my opinion, but if you know anything about data analysis and things like that, one measure that you have in there is the entropy of the data. And it's interesting to note that throughout the entire file, like when you're doing the outlines, the headers, and all that sort of stuff, the entropy is, 2-ish, 2.5-ish sort of thing. But as soon as you get near these data blobs for the parts, it just goes straight up to 7 or so. Sort of implies that it's either encrypted or it's compressed. I don't think it's compressed. And I don't think it's strictly encrypted, but they've done something to obscure the data, and it's very frustrating. Because you're like this close to unlocking 70 gigabytes worth of secrets. And that's a roadblock. But I'm working on it. And I'm paying people to work on it too. Because I don't have the brain capacity for a lot of the things. And sometimes it's just helpful with all the different people looking at it. There may be something that they pick up that you don't. They may be able to, a particular hexadecimal number shows up sufficiently frequently that they go, hey, did you notice that pattern on those digits there in the middle of the nowhere? And it can be the piece of information, the insight that cracks it all open. Alrighty, yes, I can see there's liquid across there. Interesting, right? Fuck. No, Jason, this is dead. Okay, I shouldn't say it's dead, but it's probably dead because the VREG is missing. Shit. Oh, this is turning into a crappy night. Look at that. Wow, look at that. It's all gone, mate. It's all gone. I apologize for my lack of self-constraint when it comes to swearing, but really, you gotta... Okay, that's open. That's not. 1.2. Yeah, that's a very upsetting end somewhere. Could be that. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm really not holding back much tonight. 1.2. It's an unusual value. Usually if the NAND goes, you're looking at about 6, 4 to 6. If the circuit board goes, you're looking at 0, or close to it. 1.2, it's kind of halfway between them, so it could actually be a cap. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it might be. So in this instance, I'm actually going to do what I almost try never to do, and I will put, say, about 0.8 volts, something like that, through the rail, and see if anything heats up. If we're lucky, it will be something over here. If we're unlucky, it won't be. Because they've taken off a few of these. That there bothers me that they took that off. That could have been taken off, then power reapplied. Anyway, so yeah, we'll try 1 volt. See what happens. Not a lot of hopes, but we'll see. Because as you can see, there's a good number of other caps on here, like lots of little ones as well, and all this sort of stuff. So there's a chance that it could be one of them. A chance. Not a big chance, but a chance nonetheless. Right, need my little container of wires. I think we'll just have to call it for the night at this rate. Can't afford to have this sort of shonky success ratio. So you're too big? Nah, perfect. Hey, Marketable. Yeah, if I want this sort of failure rate, then I may as well just go back to my software decoding, and yeah, at least then it'll be myself that I'm beating up. Come on, heat up. A W? What the hell's a W? A win, right, got it. Here I was sitting here thinking W, a woman? And I was like, I've already got a woman. I don't need twice as many dramas. Right. Ah, come on. Where'd that USB cable go? Somebody has stolen my USB-C cable. What in the actual... Ah, it's hiding underneath the hot air unit. Yeah, Jim, I think some people get a little bit deluded. Right, let's see if we can start that. Oh, nice. Nothing but empty black frames. Ah, here we go. Oh, now I can actually use the power supply for what it's meant to be used for, now that I have removed my MagSafe hack jobs away from it. I just realised that. I'll save them for a rainy day, but for the most part now, at least, my power supply is for the purpose of doing this sort of stuff. I'll go for 3 amps up front. Okay, so here we go. 700 milliwatts. Nothing is dancing at the moment, so that's a concern, because that usually means it's gonna be board level or something like that. Because ideally what you want is something to just pop right out. Something to go, look at me, I'm all hot and shorted. Let's try 1.5. Interesting, this inductor is showing up. Got a little bit of warmth developing around here. It's going to pop up to 4 amp. No, that's not going to change anything. Let's see. Okay, we've got 1 watt developing now. Okay, so we've sort of honed in around on this area here. It kind of makes it feel like it could be a board level. Hey, McRams. Yeah, that is... Okay, at this point it doesn't look like it's the NANDs that are actually shorted. It looks like the board is shorted. And more just in that little corner there, which is bad because there's basically no parts in that corner. So we may have to go all Tim Herman on it. So this is the corner in question, and as you can see, there's very little in there. So just get some alcohol. Yeah, you can see just down in there, it's... six, 7. Oh wait, no, there we go. Yeah, NAND. Crap. Yeah, it started heating up in the middle there. Yeah, right there. Just right there is where it is. Damn. Sorry, Jason. That's a goner. I mean, it may potentially be repairable in some extreme circumstances, like if you do a chip grind, there may be a part there that's faulty, but then trying to... No. No. Wow, we're going 2 for 2 here. And I hate to be a bummer, but I think I'm actually going to call it for the night, which is really bad because we only just got started, but sometimes it just goes that way. It sucks. One of these days I'm contemplating actually digging into those NANds because they're basically like the Wi-Fi chips. You know, they've got a field of components around them inside. At least is my understanding. So I want to chew away at one of them, but obviously not on a customer board. What doesn't help is this is a very populated board. You know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 NANds on there. That's a lot of storage. It's down and out. Joy of the 2141, my friends. Oh well. Just had to origami some TO92s because I signed the input output. Chris, yeah. I gotta admit, I think most of us have done things like that by accident in our designs. And you know, well, I want to see if it still works. I'm not going to spin the circuit board again, so I'm just going to twist the legs of these parts. Yeah, I think the problem I've got right now is that I can feel myself crashing out pretty hard in terms of tiredness. It's 11 o'clock, and like I said, I've been out doing the fencing today, so I'm sort of feeling it. Not getting a lot of sleep at the moment, as usual. We do have plans for fixing that, though. We're looking to create a night pen enclosure, funnily enough, just outside this window here. It'll be about 100 square meters, and we will use a sort of fencing that leaves everything kind of open and airy, but very protected as well. So I think once we have a night pen, and once we've solved a lot of other problems with the foster cats and things like that, might actually get some proper sleep. So, but yeah, I'm just going to have to call it for tonight, and I do apologize. I was hoping for something a little more entertaining on my sort of first repair video back, but can't win them. This is reality, my friends, and it is never really to how you want it to be. It's not a fairy tale. There's no magic wands. It's generally just crappy bad luck, and you got to make the best of it. So with that, I'm going to go and try to see if I can do some coding. Maybe I'll get lucky and spot something in the file format, because if we can crack open XCZ, those of you who know what's in XCZ, you will appreciate just how much information we'll finally get access to. And I'm not even talking about what they have done added into the products. I'm talking about just the board views and schematics that should be available, but it seems these days that our real culprits for holding back information are actually our fellow repair people. It's Apple. Obviously the information is getting out of Apple, not intentionally, but it gets out of Apple, and it gets out of HP, and it gets out of Samsung, but it doesn't get to us. It gets locked up, hidden away. So hopefully we can break open those locks and everybody will get access to the information. And yeah, like I said, they obviously add a lot of information to it. There's a great big database of repair guides and things like that. But it'd be nice if we could all just simply equally access the board views and schematics in the first place. And from there, fair game. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you all later. Hopefully with a better note. Until next time, you'll take care. Catch you later.